Welcome to the Drive to Draw podcast. My name's Pete once again. Malcolm, Phil. Phil, I was thinking about you floating in with all the rain that's come, mate. Phil's joining me in the studio today. Once again, thank you very much for coming along.
Thanks for the invite again, Pete.
Mate, obviously you would have got a game on the weekend. How'd you go?
All right, had a win. Played Adelaide at home, which is Walkerville. Had a win, solid win. So, yeah, it's good kick-off to the season.
Absolutely. A bit of a warm day on Wednesday.
A warm day on Wednesday. Had a win there too. Played the old foe, Paynham, at Paynham, and we had a 23-shot win, I think it was. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's going well.
Congratulations. Well done. Good start to the season. Like most of you out there listening and watching on the Facebook and obviously YouTube channel, give us a shout out. Let us know how we're going. Any suggestions? We're certainly open.
I've got one of the suggestions on tonight, Pete. Notice I'm wearing a hat.
I do.
Paul Urinjek and Peter Luquette, two getting a lot of shine off the scone.
Right.
So
that means I've got to put one on too because I'm lacking hair as well.
And just an old mate of mine, Ben Murray Wines. So we're looking for a bit of sponsorship. So Dan Eggleton, Ben Murray Wines.
All right, fantastic. All right, mate, let's get into Around the Greens.
Around the Greens.
All right, mate, to kick us off today, let's have a look at the first round matches in the Premier League. There was only one game played on Saturday the 12th, and that was HOLDFAST v Salisbury.
Holdie 80 and Salisbury 76, so it was a close game, and we interview young Harrison, GEATER-JOHNSON,
yep,
later on, and I mean, there's obviously a bit of bonding to go with Holdie. They've lost a lot of players. Salisbury, year up this year after winning Div 1, runner-up in Div 1, sorry, to you guys.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's close-knit, could be a good season.
Kind of thing that Salisbury can go, we can get a free hit here. Let's see how we go. They're, giving it their all, and it was a pretty close game from all accounts. And we did speak to Harrison, and we'll obviously promote that a little bit later on. Mate, obviously with the way that Premier League and Division 1 started the season, round 2 is actually this weekend. And round 1 is next weekend, and round 3. So we've got a bit to cover, but round 2 match of the round, probably in the Premier League, is Ascot v Somerton.
Yeah, I mean, still unknown, isn't it? It's first game, so I'd tip Ascot.
Yep.
I think.
I'm probably leaning a bit more towards Ascot. A couple of players playing in the Nationals at the moment, obviously out on the green quite a bit. They did recruit very, very well. Yep. Somerton have been the benchmark now for a couple of years. So someone's got to knock them off. Could it be Ascot?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tip Ascot.
Okay.
It's probably an upset, but I'm going to go Ascot.
See how we go.
Yep.
Obviously, round 1, and we'll talk about this one a little bit later on, game of the round, I'd probably be leaning a little bit more towards West Lakes and Ascot being the two teams, obviously, game of the round there. Again, West Lakes, geez, I'm having a good night. West Lakes have recruited pretty well too, but Ascot again, are going to feature, aren't they? I think
you've got to go Ascot. I think they're going to be the big improvers. I mean, they just missed the finals last year, I think, from memory.
A couple of shots or a couple of points.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to be. I'm going to think they're going to be top 4. So I'm going to tip Ascot in that one, Pete.
All right, other matches being played, obviously on Saturday the 19th, which is round 2, Modbury v Hawthorn.
Do I go? Look, I might go for your mob. I reckon.
I reckon Hawthorn.
I reckon I'm going to go for your mob.
Yep.
Hawthorn for me. But don't anybody follow my tips. If it's anything like my footy tips, don't follow me.
Well, you keep tipping Port, mate. That's your problem.
No, I don't.
No, and you never tip Adelaide, which was probably a good call.
Yes, that's right. I don't.
Fair enough. I think, again, like we talked about last week, Hawthorn against Adelaide being in round 1, which will be then played, I think, the following Friday night.
Yeah.
Good opportunity to see where Hawthorn's at against Modbury because I think they're in that same boat.
Yeah. They've a few ins, mainly in the lower divisions. I don't know whether there's much in that top side that's changed. A couple names. But
they do have Division 1 too. So
yeah. And that's always a bonus, isn't it?
Yep.
You got that bit more strength, in that second side.
Yep.
You don't go hunting down to Div 4 or Div 3 or whatever. So, but I'm going to tip Hawthorn.
I'm going to go the Hawks there as well myself, but in a very, very close game. I think it depends on which surface they play on, whether it be the carpet under the dome or whether they get out on the grass. I'd probably think out on the grass.
I think they will.
You never know.
Yeah.
All right, mate, let's move on to Division 1. One match played, Millswood v Woodville. Always going to be an interesting game, this one, but Millswood get the chocolates.
They did. I tipped Woodville at Woodville. In actual fact, I think there was 3 games played, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were. Yep.
Yeah. Millswood got the chocolates. That's one of my tips wrong already.
Yes.
Henley
at home against Tranmere.
Yeah.
Tranmere got the chocolates.
Yeah, tipped Henley.
Yep.
From memory.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Yeah, Tranmere. Well, as we said, they got a strong side. You know, it's that older age group, but still very talented bowlers.
Yep. Been together for a little while now. So
didn't see Barry Robin's name in that. So hopefully Barry's well.
Yep. We'll have to double check that, see if he's been listed for this week's games.
And our last game was Toorak 62 to Somerton 83. Well, I think we both tipped Somerton in that one.
We did indeed.
Because they bat down pretty well in that second side. So
and again, Premier League, Division 1,
exactly.
That little bit of depth.
Yeah, it's certainly an advantage.
Certainly
isn't
is
it?
an advantage. Yep. Do we see a couple of clubs sort of getting there towards Premier and Div 1 over the next couple of years, a couple of the bigger clubs?
They can't have 2 sides in, can they?
No.
So if Somerton win, they stay where they are. But who knows? I mean, it's going to be a long year, isn't it?
It is a very, very long
weeks
year.
Or whatever it is. So, yeah. So, do you want to go into this week's
games,
games,
let's go
Pete?
into this one's game.
Somerton versus Modbury. We better give a tip.
Absolutely. I'm going to go Somerton.
Somerton for me.
Yep.
Port Noarlunga versus Henley.
I'm going to go Port Noarlunga.
So am I. It's down there.
Yep.
So, home ground advantage. Marion versus Woodville. Obviously, Woodville going down to Millswood last week. So,
I'm going to go Marion.
Same here.
Yep.
Marion with Kenny Hotham and Tonks, and they've always line up pretty well.
Absolutely.
And Tranmere versus Payneham at Tranmere.
I'm going to go the home ground advantage.
Same
and
here.
Tranmere
I'll go
as well.
Tranmere.
Yep.
Tranmere. Yep.
There is one other game to be finished for round 2 in Division 1 there. And that is Millswood v Toorak, and that's being played on Friday the 25th of October at 6 p.m. An early tip on that one?
Who was it?
Millswood and Toorak.
Millswood and Toorak. I might go Toorak, I think, in that one.
Toorak it is.
Yep.
I'm going to go Millswood on that one. All right, mate. We'll go back to Premier League, Division 1. Premier League Week 1. Couple of games there to be finished off over the next couple of weeks.
Name them and I'll tip them.
Well, Friday the 25th of October, Somerton v Modbury.
Somerton for me.
Somerton for me. Westlakes v Ascot, which is what I was saying is game of the round for me.
I go Ascot.
Hawthorn v Adelaide.
Oh, that'll be a tough one. I think I might go Adelaide. All players back from state commitments and that. I think Adelaide for me.
I'm going to go Hawthorn, but only just. As I said, I reckon they might get Adelaide at the right time of year, but who knows?
Is that bonding?
It is. Grange v Lockleys.
I've got to go Grange.
Grange there for
me
as well.
Big in Mark Bowman. Yeah, big in for Grange.
Yep. Hopefully he gets off to a good start at his new club, and wish him the best of luck. All right, mate. Any thoughts on any of those games that could, throw a spanner in the works?
There's a few there that could go either way. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
And your Hawthorn game is one.
It's probably one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll see how we go. All right, let's move on. Let's get into around the regions. All right, mate, before we kick off, once again, we put a bit of a shout out to the country regions if you'd like to be involved in the show. To let us know, and we're more than happy to plug a few things. And we did actually have Simon GEATER-JOHNSON reach out from the Yorke Peninsula this week. We're going to get him on over the next couple of weeks to talk all things on the Yorke Peninsula. So really looking forward to that. But as per usual, mate, I know you're up to date with the Barossa and Lights, so give us a quick rundown, mate.
No worries. Last week's games, I'll just run through the scores quickly, Pete. Mount Pleasant played Tanunda, who I picked Tanunda.
Yes.
They're going real well in these tests.
Yeah, mate.
83 to 63. Freeling played Newry, 65 to 75 Newry's way, so did tip Newry. Angaston, 73, Yadunda, 87. Big upset
That
there.
is a big upset.
Weren't too sure how Yadunda were going to line up. few new ins, so obviously quite well.
Yes.
And Kapunda, without all the greens, there's 3 of them in that side, Jaden, Kat, and obviously Adrian.
Yes.
66 Kapunda, Lindok beat them 87. So I did actually tip that one. So just quickly, John Webb, he beat Neil Stewart, 26-11. I'll just give the biggest win rinks of the day.
Yes.
Gary Chapman from Newry, against I'm going to have to Daniela Madalinsky.
Yep.
25-9. Aaron Jones, good young bowler up there. Not so much young anymore, but 26-13 over Wayne Newell. And my old mate Harry Sykes from Lindok, 27 to Brett Rowland, a good listener of our show here, Brett.
Excellent.
Yep, 27-18. So they were the biggest winning rinks for the week. So this week's games, I'll just run through them quickly, Pete.
Yeah, mate.
And I'll go Yadunda versus Kapunda at Yadunda. I'll go Yadunda. Do you want to give a tip?
Yeah, I'm going to go Yadunda as well.
Tanunda versus Freeling at Tanunda, so I'm going Tanunda.
Yep, same here.
Mount Pleasant versus Lindok at Mount Pleasant on the artificial. I'll go Lindok.
I'm going to go Mount Pleasant.
Oh, Mount Pleasant. Good old Mount Pleasant.
Yep.
Had a win first up.
Yep.
Newry versus Angaston, the old rivals.
Yes.
I'm going Angaston.
Well, is the mayor of Newry back?
Well, is he back? I must mention a big in for Newry this week. Lachlan Fuss, he's skipping a rink.
Yes.
A strong rink at Newry, so hopefully I should be naming him up next week as one of the biggest winning rinks.
Yep.
So see how we go.
Stewie did reach out and said absolutely loving it. He's hoping that it catches on. So I think obviously the Nationals being played now.
Yeah.
So probably
Played
won't
a couple games, haven't they?
Yeah.
Already, so
Probably won't be back for Saturday. I wouldn't imagine.
did I see his
week.
name? I had a look. No, I don't reckon I did see his name.
Yep.
I reckon he isn't out. So
Yep.
the mayor is out.
The mayor is out. All right. Definitely well and truly out.
Well, that's virtually the wrap up of the Barossa Night Bowls, and it's good to have Simon on hopefully next week with the York Peninsula over there at Arthurton and etc.
Yep, Wallaroo and all good things out in the York Peninsula. Lovely spot to be.
Yeah, and don't be frightened, any of the Barossa clubs, just to give us a hoy on anything that needs to be said over there, and I'm quite happy to put it on.
Absolutely. All right, mate, let's get into some hot shots.
Oh, this is not a bad ball from Ben. Oh, great reply, Ben. Look at that. Beautiful ball. Very Milsman down here. Just pick it up. Just drag it back. Look at that.
Brings it through to Tony Trelaw's bowl, who's what?
And of course, the other matchups in the match of the round in the pairs for the Central Chargers, we'll see Ben Bowman and Craig.
One might have just popped it in a line. Oh, look at that. What a great change of hands. Look at that. That is a bomb.
All right, mate, let's take a quick look at the state events. The state triples. It is the second event played on the SA Bowls calendar. Played on the 10th of November. I did see a notice come out from Bowls SA saying that they've extended their entries until Sunday, the 20th of October. So if you haven't got your triples team together yet, by all means, grab a couple of mates and make sure you join. I believe you do need to be a member of a club, a full paying member, to be able to participate in that, which I'm assuming most of our listeners pretty much will are. But get involved and enjoy the state events. All right, mate, we're really whizzing through them tonight. Bowls tipping, once again, if you'd like to be involved. I don't think it's too late. I reckon you could probably still participate. You might be a couple of votes, tips down initially, but...
Can I pick first week? now.
Now, that's right. If you still want to be involved with that. I won't give a leaderboard of results just yet because we really haven't had enough games to sort of do that. So we might skip over that one. But coming up next, we've got our players interview at the 22nd end, Harrison GEATER-JOHNSON.
Players interview.
Welcome to the 22nd end. We've got a very special guest on the line tonight, Harrison GEATER-JOHNSON. Let's run through some stats, mate. 2017 Regional School Singles runner-up, 2022 State Fours Final 8, 2022 Super League Junior Premiers. I did watch that game. It was fantastic. 2022 Super League Junior Grand Final Best on Ground. 2023 Regional Men's Representative Side for Country Round Robin, Region 2, third place. Under 18 Triple Bronze times 3, I think. But we'll cover that a little bit more as we go along. And 2023 State Singles Regional. Lost, unfortunately, to your old man, 21-20, and it was on the live stream. So
yeah, watch that one.
Welcome aboard, mate.
Thanks, boys. Good to be here.
Mate, we wanted to get you on today for a very special cause that you're doing at the moment. We might get to that in a minute, but I'll get Phil to fire off a few questions for you, mate.
Harrison, how are you, mate? Welcome to the show. Just tell us about, obviously started at Atherton. At what sort of age did you begin your bowls over there?
So I believe I started at around 10-ish. Atherton's a small little country town, so they're a bit lacking on numbers during harvest time. So started filling in. My granny made the effort. She kept me interested with bags of lollies, the old vanilla slice, chocolate milk shakes. But yeah, got me over the line and filled in a couple games after bowls. Went off to cricket, did 2 sports on a Saturday. So yeah.
Bit of footy over there as well?
Yeah, a bit of footy off in Maitland, Central York. So yeah.
Yep. Very good.
What was your favourite position?
In footy, I loved the back. I was a bit of a backliner, back pocket, back flank specialist, but yeah.
Well, that's why you're playing bowls then.
That's most back players.
Yeah. Obviously the best player in your family, so...
Well, we got a bit of dirt on that. The old man sort of sent through some little stats. He says that you haven't scored a win against him yet.
Oh, that's shocking by him. He hasn't. I've beat him, I believe 2 or 3 times up at Wallaroo, and that would be about it. He's got me covered quite easily, boys.
You've still got age on your side, mate, so you never know.
No.
Mate, what type of bowls do you use? We like to get a bit of a sense of, obviously, what bowls are you using at the moment?
So I bowl with Aero Evolves, size 3.5s, and I use the Z Scoop grip.
Beautiful. Just getting back to your junior days, obviously getting to play with your old man up at Atherton there was probably a pretty good experience. Do you want to just sort of walk us through that and how he mentored you, obviously, to the player you are today?
Got to play with Dad a bit. We're probably closer to mates than father-son combination. So playing with Dad, I probably pulled the crap out of each other a fair bit. But he pointed out what I wasn't doing good and what I was doing good. So it's pretty good to hear from him. And obviously he played at that level. So to hear from him what was working for him and what wasn't working for him, it sort of got to me pretty quickly. I believe I started playing under him. I played free for him for a year, probably 3 years ago, and got to see some of the shots he played and just learn the head game a bit more and understand why you're playing what shots and etc. from that. So yeah, he's had a fair bit of say in my bowls career, but yeah, he's done a good job.
Can bowl a bit himself, can't he, the old man? There's no doubt about that. Had a good win Saturday against Salisbury?
Yeah, we did. Wasn't a convincing result, but Salisbury come out and put a fair few good bowls down. We had a few positives from the game. Matty Rossi come out firing. He had a great game.
Yep, Millswood.
Mark Feefham, he had a cracking game. Rebecca Lord and Tyson Wilson, imports, had great games. There's a lot of positives coming from the game. But yeah.
Obviously, lost a few over the winter. So, you're a bit of a new side there this season. So, it's going to take a bit of settling in, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, we did lose a few, but lots were coming from the country anyway, so
Yep.
that's fair.
You get quite a few from down south, don't you?
Yeah, so we had Beetle, Brett Murdoch. He come from Rabbit. That's a fair hike to do every. Obviously, a couple from York Peninsula. So Dad got sick of the travel. That's 2.5 hours every. Well, 5 hours adds up every week. So get sick of it.
So you're down here permanently living now?
Yep, I'm living in Adelaide at Aquinas College. Not permanently. We'll go back over the summer for a bit. So still a bit of more travelling to come. But yeah, I'm down here most of the time.
Yeah, going to help the old man harvest, I suppose, and that sort of thing, will you?
Oh, not too much to harvest, but yeah.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, no, good. No rain up there.
Yeah.
Mate, what got you obviously started in bowls? What's your favourite part about bowls, week in, week out?
So I love the social aspects. Obviously, it's good to play alongside people you do enjoy just talking to socially, normally, but to go ahead and meet new people and learn about what they've done with their life. It's a great part of the game, bowls has. You sit down after the game, have a couple of drinks and just talk straight smack, basically. And it's, good that part. But obviously the competitive side as well, going at it. Different shots in the game, love doing that. Love seeing how everyone goes about the game. But, yeah, I do love bowls, love every aspect of it.
It's a lot of young and old too, isn't it? You can mix with all the guys and,
A bit of mix.
Yep. That's what you do. That's what it's all about.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Mate, if there was one thing you could improve about the game, what would you sort of suggest?
I was just thinking about this before I jumped on. I'd probably have a stock standard format of pennants across the states. There you go. I'd like to see that a bit more stock standard because there's a lot of differences in the conditions of play and rules and ends and everything. Your stock standard would be pretty cool. I know it's hard to have, but yeah.
Well, you'd think at the top level, Division 1, Premier League would pretty much adhere to whatever is going on in most states. So, I quite like that one, mate. Who was your childhood sporting idol? Can be from any sport.
Any sport.
We're going. I did love Patrick Dangerfield growing up for the Crows. Massive Crows supporter, so I love Danger. If we're talking bowls, I'd say probably Max Kleinik. I loved watching him on TV when we grew up. So yeah.
Well, that
Big Maxi.
Exactly. That APL final, I reckon it was APL 1. I reckon.
Yeah.
Scotty Thorburn, Wayne Rudiger, and Maxi.
I believe
absolutely had a good day out.
Yeah, and then there was one where Ali Forsyth stole the game from him. That one was a ripping game too.
It was AP3, I reckon it might have been. I'm testing my memory here. I've watched a lot of bowls. There's no doubt about that. Mate, do you have a pre-match meal? Anything that jumps out at you the night before or the morning of?
Morning of, nothing too healthy. We'll go for a Red Bull or a coffee frappe from Macca's, but that's as far as it goes, really.
Breakfast of champions. Mate, pre-match song or a playlist that you play, obviously, before you start your games?
Yeah, really random. Could be like a bit of Hilltop Hoods or Drake, but then you can get into the SZA, One Direction and Frank Ocean as well, so... Real fluctuates depending on the mood.
Bit below bowls, a bit of variety is never a bad thing.
Any other members in your family? Are you just the sole?
Yeah, I've got a sister who's in year 11 this year, and then Dad. So family of 4.
So not a bowler.
Mum she's been starting to put down a few bowls. My sister, she hates it. Here's about it. I guess it's when me and Dad get home, it's all we talk about, really. Bowls. I guess you get sick of it eventually.
I think you answered my question that I was going to ask next, is that what do you do away from bowls? But it sounds like once you're off the green, you're still talking about it, especially with the old man.
No, there's still a bit away from bowls. We've got uni, so I'm studying occupational therapy this year in Adelaide. So that's the main reason why I've moved down to Adelaide. And we also work. I do a bit of work at a pub, bartender. So, yeah.
Name the pub?
Yeah, give
the pub, Queen's Head Hotel, so North Adelaide, by the Adelaide Oval there. So, get during the test match and footy. So it's good to see because I'm a sports fanatic. So, sort of love seeing the different teams come in and see what time they come in, if it's 3/4 time or not, depending on what football team.
Don't mention Port.
Port Adelaide, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Port Adelaide fans leaving early. Mate, one last one before we get into your charity drive that you're running at the moment, and that was part of the reason why we wanted to get you on today, was to talk about that. But something that happened a little while ago that I think most bowlers would appreciate, that someone young as yourself sort of saved somebody's life on the green.
Yeah, that did happen. It was not an incident you want to be involved in, but yeah, I was glad to be able to help. Yeah.
Mate, I know, speaking to your dad about it, he was pretty proud to point that out, that that's something that obviously you're able to assist in, and obviously you've done a first aid course.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that, boys. I got a speech tomorrow at the Royal Adelaide Hospital about it sort of thing. I did a program 4 months probably before the incident. Went to the Royal Adelaide Hospital and they walked us through a bit of simulation on medical, how you get the first aid going and then how you respond, get to triple O and all that. And then from there I went and did my first aid course, and yeah, not long after had an incident. So it's pretty lucky.
You, mate.
Good timing, everything went well. So
Good.
We're pretty lucky, yeah.
Fantastic.
Mate, well done. All right, tell us all about your special event that you've got going at the moment. You're raising money, obviously, for a very, very good cause.
That's it.
Yeah, give it a bit of a plug, and we're only more than happy to help, mate.
So I've got the hat here. I've got the 1 Foot Forward charity. It's driven by the Black Dog Institute. So it all is about mental health. It's something pretty close to my heart, mental health. Affects heaps of people. So we're going to raise some funds for it. So I've set my goal at 200 Ks this month. We're 140-ish in. So that's roughly, I'm doing 9 Ks of walking a day. So it's pretty good. We've had over $2,000 raised so far. So pretty massive effort, and pretty happy with the support I've had. I've had complete strangers, friends, people in the bowling community. Anyone has chipped in. Anyone and everyone has chipped in. So it's been pretty incredible to see everyone come together. Had Josh Walker-Davis send a message and donate. He's the #1 bowler in Australia. I've probably only met him once, and yeah, shows how close-knit the bowls community is and how supportive it is. So pretty lucky. Yeah, so I'm just going to plug it in here. If you want to fund support for my fundraising for mental health, you can just find it on my Facebook. So it's my name, Harrison GEATER-JOHNSON. Or if you'd like to start up your own fundraising for it, you can just go to the Black Dog Institute on internet, on Facebook, whatever, and sign yourself up for there. It's the 1 Step Forward charity.
Absolutely. All right, mate, we might grab those links off of you and pop it on our Facebook page, and obviously the pages that we've got going for the Drive to Draw podcast, but we might also give it a bit of a shout out on our normal podcast, the Game On podcast as well. So, mate, I think you're doing a fantastic job. Absolute credit to see you on the bowling greens. One last one to get you out of here on. If someone was to make a movie about you, who is playing you, mate?
Oh, here we go. Well, I've had a haircut. Oh, I forgot who someone called me. It wasn't a good name. We'll go Harrison Ford. We'll love that.
Harrison Ford. All right. Well,
in the name.
Fair enough. I like it. Mate, Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the Drive to Draw podcast. Absolute pleasure to have you, and best of luck for the remainder of the bowl season.
Thanks, boys. Doing a good
Thanks,
job.
Harrison. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Liking this podcast? Please like, rate, and subscribe.
We thank Harrison there for his time tonight, and obviously being involved not only in bowls at Club HOLDFAST, but also his charity that he's doing some work for.
Fantastic. The old Black Dog, I think it affects everybody at some time or another. So it's just a fantastic cause. So a young fella like that to get on board with that is a credit to the man.
Absolutely. Obviously part of a famous bowls family there with Simon, obviously, state representative, very good bowler in his own right. Won, I'm sure, numerous state events. I couldn't count them if I tried at the moment, but I know that he's done very, very well there. But Harrison, obviously, following in his footsteps. Getting to play with your parent is something that bowls is a very unique environment, isn't it?
Yep. absolutely.
Whether it be younger, older, middle-aged.
Yep.
It's absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that surprised me there was the fact that he'd done a first aid course, being such a young fella, and he actually was able to put that into practice. I think that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, didn't know about that one till tonight.
Yep. So congratulations, obviously, to Harrison. We have put up, obviously, the links to his charity that he's walking for, raising money for. So far it's going okay, but every little dollar counts, doesn't it? Absolutely. Yep. All right, mate, let's get into the extra ends. All right, mate, do you have any country tournaments that you have on your list tonight? Because I've got a couple on mine.
Yep, no, I think I read mine out last week, but I see the Freeling Fours. I read that one out last week.
Yep.
10th of November, $100 a team, RSVP. Just ring the Freeling Club over there by the 6th of November. So, that's really the only country one I've got on board.
Yep. And the other one is the Grange Spring Open Pairs, 10th of November, $30 per pair for a 12 p.m. start. I reckon it's a 2-2-2 format or 2-2-2-2 format, and then I think a 3-bowl pairs to finish off. So a nice little Sunday afternoon at the Grange Bowling Club. Rudy will have the greens going pretty well, and I think from memory there's a bit of prize money there up for grabs. So I think value for money as well. So
good on.
Get involved. All right, mate. We'll leave the BPL Cup for this week. Obviously, it's going to be played in a couple of weeks. BPL. It's going to be played in a couple of weeks' time. Any BPL round games or BPL Cup round games we'll bring to you as to the venues and how you can get involved. But we'll move on from the Adelaide Pioneers, and we might even touch base a little bit next week on their second round draw.
Yep.
All right, national events, huge events up on the Gold Coast or Tweed Heads, which is obviously New South Wales there over the last couple of weeks. The SA under-18 boys had a pretty successful campaign.
Certainly did. Ashton Mahoney.
Yes.
Obviously, young Jaden Green.
Yes.
And the third one was the lad.
Liam.
Liam Coe.
That's it.
Sorry, Liam. I've just lost your first name.
No,
there,
that's
but,
okay.
Fantastic. Bronze.
Yes.
So that's huge effort.
And Charlie Hicks obviously doing pretty well up there as well.
I watched that final.
Yep.
Was going.
It was
great
neck and neck there for quite some time.
And just right at the end, the other lad from New South Wales got away, and so credit to Charlie.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So well done to the under-18s. A bit of a bright future there for the under-18s. Obviously, some very, very good players there that are also playing Premier League or pretty much all playing Premier League at the moment for their respective clubs. So the future's bright in SA for junior kids. And then we go to the other end of the scale, the over 60s. They go through undefeated and ended up winning gold.
Yeah, look, fantastic result, isn't it? That was the men.
That was the men,
the ladies finished about midfield,
They did indeed.
I believe.
Yep.
So a huge result. Very good side as we went through it last week. And, could see that quite easily happening, really. I mean, some quality bowlers in there.
Got off to a good start, obviously. I think got up against Victoria and WA, Tasmania, I think was the last game. But Queensland was the big one, and the game before that ended up getting abandoned because of a medical episode.
Oh, wow.
So then they split the points, which sort of left them sort of needing to win rather than if they got the chocolates there, they were pretty much all guaranteed.
Yep.
They then played Queensland, did it not convincingly well, but they did it well
Win
enough.
to win. Yep.
And then it came to the last day, and I think it was against Tasmania, who hadn't had a great campaign, but they pushed them all the way, and I think only got up on the last couple of ends on one of the rinks there. So congratulations go to the over 60s men. Congratulations go to the over 60s women, obviously.
For getting there and competing.
Exactly
Midfield's
right.
a huge effort.
The open sides are currently being played at the moment. You had some results from today, yes?
2 wins for the men.
Yes.
And a win and a loss for the ladies.
Was it 1 win, 1 loss for the men?
Oh, yes, it was. Sorry.
Yep. So they got up over Queensland.
Yes.
And then they lost to WA.
They did.
Yep.
They did. Sorry, Pete.
No, you're right.
Yep, good pick up. But yeah, the ladies, Norton
21 shots down, I think, against Queensland, and 16 shots down against. This is
we're
off the top of my head,
We're
mate.
going on a couple Of memories.
Yes, absolutely. 16 shots.
Yeah.
So look, they get the
Something like that,
they
yeah.
get the chance to back up there.
Yep, absolutely.
I did note
days
that Grace Maloney had to withdraw due to injury last minute. Rachel Krebex obviously got the
I
call
saw
up.
Rachel's in, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and Rach is an accomplished bowler in her
Yeah,
own right.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think defending or current champion at the club champion
Adelaide.
at the Adelaide
Yep,
Bowling Club.
yep.
So good luck to the ladies there for the remainder of the
Absolutely.
campaign. And the men's side, well,
Strong side.
knocking over Queensland, I think, first
Yeah.
up's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, you look at some of the names in that Queensland side, and it was a fair effort.
Absolutely. So best of luck to there. We'll obviously bring you the results, and we might even
We'll try and write them down.
We'll try and write them. We might also get somebody from the over 60s men's team to jump on the show next week and just talk to us about the experience. I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. All right, mate, a couple of quick questions to finish us off tonight. Carpet or grass? What is the way of the future?
It's got to be carpet, isn't it? So costs but there's nothing. As you know, you're at Hawthorn. I'm at Walkerville.
Yep.
What a beautiful grass greens,
Yep.
and magic to bowl on.
Played at Hawthorn, obviously, through the trials.
Yep.
Greens were running actually a lot better than I thought they would.
Yeah, I was the same at Walkie.
Played at Summerton on Wednesday, and
Yep.
they were lightning. It was absolutely
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's going to be probably a sad era to bowls, but carpet's going to be the way it goes, isn't it? And there's probably going to be domes and all of that sort of thing.
Well, the big one for me is Helensvale at the moment. Have just put two covers over two of their greens with carpet on there.
Yeah.
They're a big club.
Yeah.
And yet they've seen, I suppose, the way of the future that it's going that way. But you're right.
Yep.
Covering up the domes, making it a little bit easier.
OH&S, sunburn.
Yep.
Skin cancers, all of that sort of thing.
Yep. Fair enough. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think SA will hold on to grass for as long as they possibly can, which is
I'd probably like to see
enough.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right, mate. Should we start the season later? It sort of ties in with our first segment with the Premier League and Division 1 bowls there that, this playing
It's a mess,
round
isn't
2
it?
to round 1, back to round 3, all within a space of a week or two, has made it a little bit of a mess.
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard for me to keep up with anything, but it's hard to work out who's playing when and where, and with the state events, well, then they might as well just start their season just that little bit later.
Yep.
We finish a bit earlier in the lower divisions, so be it. We can go and watch them play their finals. That could be the way to go.
Yep.
Rather than go week 1 and week 2.
Well, it's going to get to the
3 and
it's going to get to the case where some clubs and some players are going to be playing Wednesday their normal
that's
pennant,
right. Yep.
or a made-up pennant, then a Thursday to make up for the Wednesday, and then a Friday to make up for the Saturday, and then with the way that the weeks are working out, the state mixed are actually on that Sunday of some of those weeks. So some people could be playing 4 or 5 days in a row.
That's a big ask.
That is a big ask.
It's all right for young blokes like us, Pete.
Mate, I'm running circles at the moment. It's great. You lose a few pounds, and all of a sudden, you can play that extra day or two.
Yeah, but
it does make sense that you would just push everything back by a couple of weeks if you know that the Nationals, which I'm sure would have been in the calendar for a long time, or do we go the other way and go, these players aren't available, play on and...
Yeah, it's probably unfair to the club, though. I mean, you play for a premiership, and I'm sure the players playing in the state side want to play in their home side.
That's right.
So I'd just start them a little bit later.
Yep.
Say a week or two later. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
And then us guys that are playing, as I said, in the lower divisions can go and watch them. Go and watch the finals.
Great promotion for bowls in general.
Yep.
I like it, mate. I really do. Anything that we can promote, any way we can promote the game, and that may be one way of doing it. I also think sometimes those Friday night games are very, very important. Marquee game, marquee time slot.
Yep.
Even if it's just one that is being, say, televised or social media, that players, that are not playing on a Friday night can actually sit and watch it.
Yeah, that's right.
Or clubs could actually stream it to their TVs and make a night out of it and have meals on. And, everyone sort of generally jumps on at their local club on a Friday night for a meal if they've had practice the couple of hours before. So it might be a way of promoting things. So I really hope that maybe that can be something that we move forward in the future, and everybody gets that marquee time slot and everyone gets one go at it or one or two goes at it, and anything to help promote the game.
Exactly.
Mate, we better finish up on that note there. I haven't come up with a slogan yet, but we do need to do better. Obviously, we need to write down a few more things, but...
Well, ask Peter Luckett this week. I'm sure he'll think of one.
Yep.
Might be able to say it on air, but
yep.
anyway, we'll see how we go.
We'll see how we go. Mate, I thank you once again for
And
joining
yourself.
us.
Thanks, Pete.
Absolutely pleasure. We thank Harrison GEATER-JOHNSON for his
fantastic young lad
time and effort, obviously, with us here on the podcast in the 22nd. As we said before, if you haven't liked, rate, and subscribed to any of our social media stuff, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever medium you're using to listen to us, make sure you subscribe, because those actual subscriptions actually help us with our numbers, and it helps get us sponsors and bits and pieces like that. So really looking forward to that. So thank you very much. Thank you to everyone listening out there. And until next week, we promise to do better and keep them rolling, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.